this.
Holy shit, Kevin!
Wow. What?
You get this only nowhere else but the Kevin and Zach. Kevin, I'm not gonna lie.
Now we're not at this. A carved penguin. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
I think I was so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my god.
Wait, what's going on?
What is
happening?
What is going? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the ball.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Birdfish!
How about that?
Birdfish fans, stand up! We did it!
What can I say? What can I say?
Needed that. Needed that. What a win. Not the prettiest, not the best offensive showing, but the Orioles found a way to win. They found a way to win, and more importantly, they bounced back after last night. A game that we all talked about last night could 1,000% lead a team into 2, 3, 4, 5 straight losses. It can snowball you. You blow an 8-0 lead, you have to flush it. You have to get past it. We joked about it last night. Charlie Morton, you got to save the season. 6 innings, 1-run ball. 6 innings of 1-run ball. And before we get into anything really more, do want to just say, positive vibes too. I believe it's Biggie or Big. Sorry for mispronouncing that, but the reliever for the Rays who was hit. Hope that he is okay, and thoughts and prayers out to him. But for the Orioles and back at the game, I mean, this was a game you needed. Yes, you don't feel great after yesterday still. Like I would be lying to you if I told you that once Felix got that strikeout, if my brain immediately didn't go to, damn, they should have taken 3 or 4. Like, damn, like you thought about it. But just like the Orioles had to flush it, we have to as well. I know people said going into the road trip, 5-2. I said 4-3. You've set yourself up to where now you just need to win. Now, this is a tall task as they're the number 1 team in the AL East. You need to win a series in the Bronx. You have to go to New York, win 2 of 3. But if you can do that, 4-3 in this road trip, and I'll take 4-3 any day of the week. Honestly, we talked about before how just it felt like 5-2 was like the best case scenario. 4-3 was a, hey, you take it. Very tough road trip. You gain a game back on 500, you take it. It's not, the greatest, oh, we're back, but it keeps you on pace. You're not falling behind. And I see people talking about in the chat up here with Max Fried on the mound bump tomorrow for the Yankees. Yeah. And hey, this is why winning tonight was even more important because, hey, if you lose tonight, you think guys are feeling good going into Max Fried tomorrow? Heading into if Tariq Skubal wasn't doing what he was doing, probably he still may be Cy Young front runner. I mean, tomorrow's going to be a tough task, a lefty and a dominant one at that. But keeping this series as a split heading into New York takes a lot of the pressure off. I genuinely believe this because if they had lost tonight, you need to win out. You need to sweep New York just to go 4-3 on the road trip. And at best, you have to win the series just to go 3-4. So it would have really put you behind the 8 ball. And it just tonight to be able to bounce back from let's call it what it was, a horrid game yesterday, a demoralizing game, and a game that we sat here on this channel 24 hours ago and said that in all honesty, it's a game that can derail a season if they let the emotion spiral from that. So to see them bounce back, to see them flush it, to see them move on so quickly, I mean, hell, we made jokes. Charlie Morton's got to save the season. He went out there and did it. He did his job. 6 innings, 1 run. When they needed him the most, he delivered, handed off to the bullpen, shut him out the rest of the way. Brian Baker, third straight day pitching. Any means necessary, we're going to win this game, and that's what they did. Brian Baker fires me up no matter what. Love that he's just, okay, screw it, I'll come in to help win this game. Felix Bautista slams the door. Get out of there with a split. If you would have told me, we talked about this, yes, it sucks because you think about last night. Yeah, let's call it what it is. It sucks when you think about last night, about how you could be sitting here taking 3 of 4. But if I told you after the first game, after the Orioles lost game 1 7-1, if I would have told you the Orioles split this series, winning 2 of the next 3, you would have taken it. Yes, last night sucks, but they kept pace. They're go win take 2 of 3 in New York, and suddenly you're feeling damn good about this. And Steve, Morton's curveball was working tonight. Yeah, it was. And Morton's curveball has been his bread and butter. I think it's like his last 3 or 4 years. It's been one of the best pitches, metrically, or up there in baseball. So that's been Morton's inability to land his curveball and control it and get the movement he wants on it throughout the early part of the season was well known as why one of the aspects if he was not doing well. It was working tonight. And what is it? Back-to-back games. It was Shanwell last timeout for the Angels where Charlie Morton gets a hit by pitch strike because guys are swinging at a ball with so much movement. It comes and hits him in the back foot. And, when Charlie's got that curveball working, so he's a pretty decent pitcher. Charlie Morton, Walter's saying Morton has a 2.67 ERA in the last 5. He's been doing a lot better. And Walter also just wanted to shout you out. Appreciate you saying clutch 2-out hitting and a huge quality start for Morton tonight. Last 19 games, the Orioles have 33 2-out runs scored. The approach at the plate has been great this month. Yeah, it feels like, Cowser, talk about that whole inning, getting 2 guys on, finding ways on, 2-out hit, walk, Cowser, 0-2 pitch, put it in the seats. It feels like the 2-out hitting has drastically changed. It feels like overall they just are more willing to pass the baton. And I know that, this is the Mabry is like okay, let's give all the credit to him. I think having a veteran, guy who's been there, done that in the coaching staff has helped. I think he's definitely, helped guys. I won't give him too much credit. I think these guys are talented. These guys are just doing what we've expected them to do. But I do think Mabry has had a decent impact. I think he's helped maybe with some approaches. And I think overall he has helped this team. So excited to see how he continues. And listen, Colton Cowser is going to make his homers as dramatic as possible. Like, it is never going to be when Colton hits one, it is down to 2 strikes. It's back against the wall. It's when you're sitting there going, damn. Okay, Colton, we need something here. Off the bat, it's gone. And when Colton gets a hold of one, Colton, very, very underrated, might have, I would say when Kerstead gets a hold of one, he might have the most pop on the team right now. When Cowser gets a hold of one, he might put the most distance into it of any player we have right now. He does not. It is very rare that Colton Cowser gets a cheapie. When he gets a hold of them, they're usually going a very far way. Yeah, I'm saying Pacers win. Game 7, baby. 2 best words in sports. Game 7. And while we're talking, just, shooting the shit here, hit that like and subscribe button. Kevin and Zach React go live after every single Orioles game, win or lose. Kevin Ostreicher will be joining us just shortly. Go over the game a little bit more, and then we will get into call-in. So hit that like and subscribe button if you're new, if you enjoy the content, and suggest us to a friend. But be a friend, tell a friend. It's it helps support us, and at the end of the day, win or lose, this is a little therapy if they lose, and it's a fun place to hang out if they win, like tonight after a massive bounce-back win. So let's play our favorite game. Let's play our favorite number game. 1 through 10. How confident are you that the Orioles can get back to 500 by the trade deadline? So trade deadline is about in a month and a half. The Orioles are what now? 11 games back, 12 games back of 500. What is it after today? 7.5. I'm saying we actually got some confidence here. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so they are 10 games. Oh, I was wrong. 10 games back. So 10 games back. They would have to pay about 600 ball between them then and now, but hey, you just have to believe. I'm seeing, I'm loving the confidence, but I'm seeing a lot of 7s, a lot of 6s. 7.5. All right. I like that. I'm going to put mine at a 7. I think that they are capable of doing it without a doubt. It's going to depend, honestly, it is cliche and like duh, as it sounds. I think if they can find a way to keep this going, because we've seen when this team gets hot, it doesn't last for just a week. It doesn't last for a few days. We've seen this team get hot and ride that wave for all of 2020, for the back end of 2022, all the way till the front end of 2024. So if this team gets hot, I don't count them out of making it interesting in a playoff race. I don't count them out of getting back to 500. I think if this team, we talked to Buck Showalter and on the Ryan Rifkin show, and he said, you get young guys snowballing in the right direction and crazy things can happen. We talked to Charlie Morton. We sat down with him 2 days ago. He talked about how impressed he was with these young guys and how they just grind. They don't give up. They're always looking to get better. I think, this is a talented team, and if they get going in the right direction, I don't see. And hell, if they get guys back, if they get a Bradish back, if they get a Wells back, I don't think you rely on that. I think if you're at 500 by the deadline, you have some interesting decisions to make. But, I don't think it's out of the realm at all. I don't think it's out of the realm at all that these guys can turn it around. It's going to be interesting to see because they have the talent. I mean, you sit there and you look at games like tonight, Charlie Morton stepping up. You have guys like Sagano this weekend. You need a big start out of him. You talk about a guy who you would love to see step up. You win this series in Detroit. Or in Detroit. You win the series in New York. I mean, listen, if they were somewhere else, like if they were in the NL, this is what, and I'm very open about this. If they were in the NL, I do not think it would. I'm not sure it would be possible to catch up in the wild card, but it doesn't feel like any team in the AL wants it. It doesn't seem like – I mean, the Red Sox are the hottest team. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're in the third wild card right now. Orioles are only 6 games out. Orioles are only 6 games out of the wild card. And that's so crazy to think about because it feels like they should be 50. Like the way they started – it felt like they should have been down 4. It feels like they should be at least 10 games back of the wild card. It feels like it should be a long shot, a Hail Mary to get the wild card, but it's not. It's 6 games. Yeah, you have to jump over a lot of teams. I'm not naive. Yeah, you have to jump over a lot of teams, but they have 90 games left? How many games do you have left? I'm going to have to do some quick math, which is not my strong suit. You have 88 games left. I think that math was right. That math was right. 80. I don't know if that math was right. Well, I checked to see if that math was right. Welcome my co-host, Kevin Ostrecker. Kevin, I have to do some math real fast. Hold up.
Well, in the meantime, I'll plug the really funny FanDuel ad I just did. Actually, I was going to do a funny FanDuel ad, and then I didn't do a funny FanDuel ad. All right. Well, my funny idea was I was going to say that the 2 best words in sports are Game 7. And then I was going to say the 2 best words in sports are actually the Ravens have won the championship. But then I would have said, but that's actually a lot longer than 2 words. So
it is 88.
I don't even know what math you're doing. So congratulations. What math are you doing?
Oh, I just had how many games were left. I tried to do it off the top of my head. And I got it right. And then I started heavily questioning myself.
Yeah. Also, we are this nickname died the second it was said, Laura. We're not making it a thing.
We're
not doing it. I wish I could have come in. The food looked good. I was supposed to go in, but I guess some extenuating circumstances booted me off. So I was supposed to be enjoying the biscuit and gravy goodness and the.
I did lose the challenge again though.
I didn't watch that far.
Yeah.
So what'd you have to do?
Only 15 push-ups today. We spun the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, we spun the wheel and it was just 15 today. Very close to Kyle's choice though, where I don't know what I would have gotten.
What was his?
He could just.
Oh, he could have done anything. He could have picked anything.
He could just pick anything.
Yeah. Sheesh.
But Kevin, massive bounce back win. I mean, talk about a team that needed that.
Man, I mean, one swing of the bat does you all the wonders, and the bullpen bounces back. They got into some jams. They fought out of some jams, and Felix slams the door. I mean, Look, splitting 2-2 against a really good Rays team, you'll take it. I mean, I just think it stings because of what happened last night, which obviously, right, that's going to be a thing. I still want them to go 5-2. You know, I'd be a little especially with how last night went. I'd be a little disappointed if they went 4-3. But if you take 2 or 3 from New York, that's a good series. Like that's a good. It's you know you want to be able to, because again now you have 4 less games in the season and you're back to where you were at the start of the series.
Yeah,
that to me is where it's just like dang. But
that only, here's the way I put it. That only sucks because of last night. If I would have told you after they lost 7-1 game 1 that they came back and won 2 of the next 3, we'd be happy with it. So I think it sucks because of last night. Had it just been a normal, they win on Tuesday, lost last night 5-2, and then win tonight, I think we would be sitting here like, okay, good series.
Yeah, sure.
But it's because of how disappointing, disgusting, honestly, last night was, that you sit here and you question, damn, we should be better than right now.
Yeah, it's and look, it is true. Like, I think that when you talk about losses, you know, every game counts the same, whether you win or lose, but how you win or lose a game. And that's what we talked about earlier in the season with them. Like, every loss just felt like a bad loss. Like, it wasn't like they were fighting. They weren't competitive. Like, every loss, or at least most of them, felt like bad losses. And, you know, like, game 1 was tough of this series, but I would take that a million times out of a million as opposed to what happened in game 3. Like, there are different levels to losses. And the fact that they could have made up a ton of, because again, every time you lose essentially 2 games in the standings, more if the team above you wins, because you lose the opportunity to win a game and you also fall back a game from where you were. So, I mean, look, I questioned whether they would be able to bounce back after a game like that, and to their credit, they did. Colton knew that ball was gone. Everybody knew that ball was gone. I just think the best part of the series is that it's over and they don't have to play. Do they play in Tampa again?
Yeah, they'll have to.
Then they don't play in Tampa again until they do, and that's the
because they have to play. They'll play 7 games in Tampa this year and 6 in Camden, and then next year they'll play 7 in Camden and 6 in Tampa. I mean, Kevin, this team
just get them out of that ballpark, man.
This team. Just like, I never want to see Tampa again. Like, I hate playing against the Tampa Bay Rays.
But that's the thing.
It is so annoying because all they're going to do is, even when they lose, at no point tonight did I feel good. Like, you're always sitting there going, are they about to do this? Are they about to wait? Are they about to, like, even like against Brian Baker, you're like, oh, like, I've trust Brian Baker. It was not lost on me that I was like, a grand slam takes the lead here, and that would be the most.
Yeah, like of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, shout out Brian Baker, gets the job done, but you sit there and you're like, geez, like what?
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw it already, but prayers up to the Rays reliever who got hit.
Yes.
You know, I think that's the first headline here. You know, I don't know if they're giving any updates on him, but yeah,
I don't believe there was an update.
Yeah, that makes your heart drop. You know, really tough situation all around there. So I just wanted to say my piece on that. But yeah, I mean, these are the teams you're gonna have to face in the postseason. Like, and the Yankees are reeling right now. You know, they have not played good baseball.
Yeah, but if not, like, and I know someone said in the chat, like Max Fried, or someone's actually said on Twitter, Max Fried is so due for a bad game. Please, like, could it please be against us? Like, please,
we will see.
I am begging, Kevin, please, like, give us the bad Max Fried start where they can put up 4 runs and win. If they win tomorrow night against Max Fried, Kevin, I'm going to be talking kind of ridiculous about the rest of this. Like, I'm going to be saying the S word. We're going to be talking. We're going to be talking brooms. If we win tomorrow, I'm talking.
I mean, look, I want to see what they can do against a good left-hander. I mean, the wins against Kikuchi and Anderson count for something, but you know, those are probably the 2 lefties that they are good, like they're good against in the league, and they're across the entire MLB. So I want to see what they can do against Max Fried and maybe I actually don't because it'll be bad, but I don't know. Like, I don't want to declare them back against left-handers because they beat up on the two guys they should have beat up on because those are the two guys they always beat up on. Like, I want to see him do it against a good left-hander. I want to see him do it against an ace who is a lefty. Combine those two things. We saw it against Skubal. It was atrocious. Everybody expected it to be atrocious, and it was. I think I'm expecting not a great game for the Orioles tomorrow, but I would love to be proven wrong by this team. I've been proven wrong before, and I'll gladly eat my words on it if they do play well against the lefty. But, I want to see it first. I want to see it before I believe it. So hopefully they can do that for me.
Yeah, and I think that is kind of this series. And Kevin, I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, this is the most obvious bounce back series for the Yankees. Like, oh, we're talking about that. I get it. I do. With any other team. Like, there is and hey, maybe we look back on this in 3 days and I look like a complete idiot. That is very possible. Maybe they come and sweep us. That's very possible. This team is just never, even like earlier this year when they were getting like, yeah, they got whooped that one night. They took 2 of 3. Like them
They
playing
have
the
their
Yankees,
number.
they've just never feared. They remember when they put up like 18 runs in Yankee Stadium. Like this team, like they just don't quit. Like they don't fear the pinstripes. They don't have Yankee-itis. They don't care. Like they'll go out. And
I'm not sure who you fear on that team outside of Aaron Judge. I mean, I know Fried, obviously, that's the other guy, but like, who else truly? I mean, I know Goldschmidt's having a much better year than everybody thought he was going to have, and he's been really good for them. But like who scares you outside of those two? And like Goldschmidt is good. I'll give him credit, but like,
I think he's been. I mean, I know he had a good game today.
I mean, he's not what he was at the beginning of the year, but like still.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, he's down to batting 303. At one point, he was batting like 370.
Yeah. And the Judge is the same way. I mean, he was batting 429 or something, and now he's down to 364, like or whatever it is now. So, I mean, those are good guys. Like, I'm not saying the Yankees don't have good players; they do, but I'm talking about like the Yankee fear factor that they've had in years past. They don't have that like 1 through 9 that they used to. You can go back whenever you want with them. They've had a lot of great teams, but Aaron Judge is that one like huge fear factor. So
yeah. I mean, like, last 20 games, Paul Goldschmidt's batting 192. I mean, it's not anything to write home about. He had 2 hits today, but prior to that, he hadn't had a hit in 3 games. He had 2 hits in 7 games. So, I mean, nothing to really write home about.
Yeah, nothing to write. No, yeah. I'm going in with the expectation that they will take 2 of 3.
I mean, you kind of have to.
But
I would just love
they need to do.
I would just love to take tomorrow because it takes so much pressure off you.
It's true.
Like you can, because we even said, even if you just win 1, if you go 3-4 on this road trip, like the worst you can go is 3-4. 2-5 is not like you can pack up a season almost if you do that. Like 3-4 is whatever. You lost a singular game in this tough road trip. You have missed opportunities, but whatever. So you take the first game. Now it's just, hey, we just got to win 1 more, and we're leaving here with a winning record. So,
man, Toronto being in that second wild card spot with a negative run differential. I mean, these teams are all so close. If we're being honest,
that's why I keep saying, like the Orioles, like they just have to stay in it, and they have a chance.
There are what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even the Rangers are ahead of them. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But like the Rangers, I think by the end of the year, the Orioles will at least surpass the Rangers and the Angels. I don't know if I'm a believer in the Mariners. I don't know if their offense is consistently good enough.
It's Cal Raleigh and friends.
Cleveland is, I mean, they're solid. Minnesota's solid. KC with their left. I mean, that's the team that I like. I don't want to see Kansas City in the playoffs again. I don't care what's going on over there. Like with Bobby Witt and their lefty cohort of guys. Like,
If we play Kansas City in the playoffs, I'm not watching, Kevin.
well, you're gonna have to. So
You're gonna be like, all right, let's talk about it. We'll be like, I don't know what happened.
but you know what? I think the team that nobody wants. I mean, I feel like, are you still on the train? Because I remember you were on this train last year, and I know I'm talking about playoffs. We're nowhere near this guy. We're just hypothetically talking about this. All right, I don't like right now. No, I don't expect them to make the playoffs. We can talk about it.
Might as well. Something.
Might as well. Is the team you don't want to face the most out of the 3 division winners right now the Astros, or is it Detroit?
Astros.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be your answer until the Orioles prove they can beat them.
Yeah.
Or any like they're just stingy, man. They're just stingy.
The Astros are the Astros. I believe they're just a damn like they have the guys to win that. And Yordan Alvarez.
They haven't even played the Astros. They're not playing the Astros till August.
Pedro or Alvarez is just unbelievable. I wish we had Yordan. So every time someone calls Basayo, like comps him to Yordan. And no, Jordan's done it, but Jordan is just a playoff performer. He just becomes unreal in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're playoff risers and playoff droppers, Chet Holmgren. But I think that there are a lot of
that was a crazy all right.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still salty about the Nuggets, but there are guys that just perform in the playoffs. There are guys that just do it, and I mean, talk about the Nuggets. Jamal Murray does that. Like Jamal Murray notoriously is just out of shape for the entire regular season. He gets injured. He is a max contract guy, but he doesn't play like it. And then the playoffs come and he averages like 8 more points per game and shoots on insane efficiency. Like some guys are just built for that moment. So, I mean, who? I mean, we haven't even seen enough of the Orioles to say there's anybody at play. I mean, maybe Seti because he was literally the only player to do anything last year for them. So,
I was going to say
Corbin, like. You haven't had enough moments to even see who's a riser or not in the playoffs. Or maybe we can talk about the offense being droppers. But.
Zach Eflin did pretty well, although he only went like 5 innings because they pulled him because we were like,
yeah, I remember that.
It was like win or go home, so they had to pull him after 5 innings. So even though he only gave up 2 runs, but no, only 1 run because then Seti tied it, and I thought when Seti tied it, I thought they were about to go win it.
That homer was so electric. I remember
and then we got bases loaded, no outs, going out, no run.
Inning they had against Texas, and then
when that Aaron Hicks single to take the lead was
right as you said it. Right as you said it.
Yeah. I haven't felt happiness since. I really haven't.
Yeah. I liked the Verdugo Seti play. I like that play. That was happiness. That was happiness.
That was fun. Okay, we want to get into some call-ins.
Yeah, let's do it. I heard you had a good quick call-in night last night. I think that's the new standard here. That's what we're doing.
We had the quick call-ins well last night. It was a bang, bang,
There's
bang.
always got to be a speed call. Or maybe I just have to leave every time.
Yeah, Kevin just –
I'm the reason, I guess.
People linger when Kevin's there because they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're just a wild card, Kevin.
I'll accept that nickname.
Jackson Holiday could hit a ball 150 miles an hour and it would just find someone's glove right now. It sucks. Feel bad.
He could hit it in no man's land and the left fielder will teleport there and catch it.
Yeah, it's just.
That was Adley earlier in the year. And Seti. Remember Seti last year getting robbed every other game at
ridiculous.
Seti
was trying to get defensive.
That was some of the worst luck I've ever seen.
I was starting to get offended for Seti. It'd be the most perfect line drive ever, and it'd be oh, nice, double into the gap, and then the center fielder Superman dives into the frame and just grabs it at the last millisecond.
Yeah, unreal.
I mean, it's just it's one of those things where it's it was something every single night. It genuinely was. I didn't know. We used to come on here and remember when we would have to be Seti 0 for 4, 4 line outs, could have honestly been 3 for 4.
Right.
It's got robbed of 2 home runs. I don't know what to say. Like that was brutal to watch last year, genuinely.
Yeah.
That was the worst. I feel like every hitter goes through that. I mean, Gunnar Henderson to start this year was kind of like he couldn't get the ball.
A little, yeah.
He couldn't get the ball off the
He
ground.
needed time to heat up.
But he was just hitting 115 mile an hour line drive or ground balls to the second baseman. Like every ball was 115 ground ball to the second baseman.
Oh, Hearn had a stretch with that too, actually.
Yeah.
And that's with him playing as well as he has. He had a stretch where he was getting robbed a little bit. So, yeah.
Kevin Orioles fine.
They'll be fine when they can get over 500.
Is that your Kevin? Okay, I said
no, it's not. They have to no. They have to be better.
Oh no! That just kind of made me think about the poll I ran with everyone. The unofficial, put your number in the chat poll. 1 through 10, where do you sit for optimism that the Orioles can get back to 500 by the trade deadline? So that whole thing we said about 50 games, they're on track right now. Do you think they can do it?
Let me pull up their schedule real quick, just so I can have some context. So before the trade deadline, so what is that? The first this year?
It's like the 30th, 31st.
Yeah. Let's see. So they got 3 against the Yankees. They got Rangers, Rays again, Braves, Mets, Marlins, Rays, Guardians, Rockies, Blue Jays. Oh, what's my optimism? I was gonna put them at like 3 or 2 games under. If they keep playing like this, I'll put them at 2 or 3 games under.
I said I'd give them a 7 that they could. I think
I'd say 50. I'd say 5. I'd say 50-50.
Yeah, I think that they have the ability to go on a run. Now that's the optimist in me, obviously, being like, okay, this team, as I said, they could crumble this week and get swept, and we're sitting here talking on Sunday afternoon, going, this sucks. Like we're not. Like they are not getting anything. So that's kind of the unfortunate side of it is yes, I'm optimistic right now, but with the way that they are, with the way they set themselves up for this because of how poorly they played, it unfortunately, Kevin, you can never get it all back in 3 games, but you can sure as hell lose it in 3 games. If they take 2 of 3, hell, if they even win 3 straight here, you get to 7 under, you're like, okay, we make it a little easier. It makes it easier. You lose all 3, you're 13 games back again of 500. You're like, geez, it becomes a little bit more insurmountable.
I'm going to say that the defining moment for these next stretch of games, this next about month or so, a little over a month before I get to the trade deadline, what is going to define it is if you can continue to get long outings from your starters.
Yeah.
That's going to be it, because the bullpen was super taxed early on. They've done a great job of getting that back on track. They've done a great job. What are you laughing at?
That sums it up perfectly. We can either be really happy at the end on Sunday or season over.
Call it. It's done.
I would love this. In New York, short porch. Would love this. Love this. Laura, appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Laura. Appreciate you. And I think, did we get to the one with Walter? Did you get Walter?
No, I did not. If we get to 500 by the trade deadline, Zach needs to do a stream dress. It's a weep. You know what? I'll do that.
What do you even dress like? You get the
I'll get like one. I have the cow onesie.
I would get a big onesie, I guess.
Yeah, I'll get a pig one.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Is that a crime?
No, I'm just saying.
All right, guys, making sure.
But yeah, I mean,
Curious
I agree with. Look, I mean, my prediction of it being 3 games of 500, like Spirit Bomb saying it here, I will take them like 100% being three
Oh my God!
games,
At the
2 games
deadline,
under. Yeah, I mean, they don't have to be like, we don't have to put this expectation on them that, oh, they have to be 500 by the deadline, and like every game is like meticulously planned out of like you have to get to this specific point. If you're just in the ballpark, I think you're okay.
yeah,
Like I think you're okay. So I mean, I'm more than happy with them if they get back to that point, because if you do get back to that point, you're in a really good spot, honestly. I mean, especially compared to where you were, like, duh. But that to me would give me a lot of hope for them, because not only are they back to within that range, but you're also like, you probably have momentum at that point, and you're probably beating good teams. Your stars are probably performing. You're getting contributions from everywhere. I just think the big thing is for them to continue to like just play good fundamental baseball. Like, I'd love to still see them play some more small ball when they can. I think that's an aspect that I'd like to see a little bit more of. Like, there's still a lot of room for improvement, which is why it's good for them to go up against teams like the Rays and the Tigers, where like if you truly want to go and make this postseason, those are the teams you're gonna have to face. You're gonna have to, like the Yankees, they're probably going to be in there some way, somehow. You know, if they keep sliding, though, I'm not really sure where they're going to finish here, because the Rays are a good team. But these are the teams you're going to have to face. So I like that they're going up against them, and I like that they're not lying down. You know, they're not just saying, man, these are the standings, we're just going to go beat up on the bad teams. No, they know that they are better than what they have shown. And I think that's what made the beginning of the year so frustrating, because even with the weaknesses they had in the offseason they had, all that was disappointing, and I think mismanaged and mishandled in the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But they were so much better than what they were showing. And now that we have seen them fight consistently, even though they're not winning every game, and spoiler alert, no team does, even though they're not winning every game, they just look better. They look happier. They look like they're having more fun. And look, you're the vibes guy here. Vibes matter. Like, vibes matter, and the vibes have been a lot better recently.
Yeah, they have been, and it feels like it's just. I don't know. I think they've won like 16 of their last 24 of their last 25, something like that. 17 of their last 25, something like that. It does feel like, and it makes a difference, Kevin. When you show up to the ballpark thinking that you're going to win, that you can win, it does make a difference. So let's get into we got Colin. We got B Ravens behind the scenes. B Ravens, what's up, my guy?
Hey, what's up?
How are you feeling? Yeah, should have been 3. Should have. It's frustrating.
I do blow that, man.
At least they got it back, though. At least they got something back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll mind it, but yeah, we should have won 3 or 4, and hey, if they can get the split, I'll take a split.
You know, the thing that they had to do tonight was just win tonight. Yesterday was done. It happened. It's over. It doesn't make it any less frustrating or disappointing or disgusting, but it happened. You got to move on. You got to flush it, and I'm glad they were able to. You know, there were moments where it certainly looked dicey at times, especially later in that game, but it's a matter, and I give the bullpen a lot of credit for responding the way that they did in those moments because of how last night went. You know, those moments are huge, and, you know, Brian Baker's been lights out. Dominguez has been unreal this year for the most part, and got to give those guys a lot of credit for sure.
Yeah, Soto to me has probably been the most improved outside of Baker.
Soto's been awesome.
I mean, talk about a guy you feel like you can rely on, and you could not say that last year. You could not say that last year.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and I'm surprised that they're only rolling 2 lefties now with Soto and Aiken, and I was a bit concerned when they DFA'd Perez and sent him back to AAA, because I was like, you're sending 2 lefties out there. You're gonna need somebody to step up in that pen, and Soto has, and I like that he's shown that he can be another high leverage lefty in their bullpen, especially like Danny Coulomb and Perez in AAA.
Yeah, the contributions they're getting from a lot of these guys, at least compared to what they were getting earlier in the season, is huge. And look, I think the bullpen has been one of the big calling cards. I mean, it has been recently. I mean, they're doing a lot of great things, and whether it's keeping them in ball games or shutting the door on one-run leads and not letting it spiral out of control. The theme of this team this year is probably going to be they're going to give up a lot of hits. They're going to give up base runners. It's been what they've been doing all year. But I've been impressed on, even with the earlier portion of the season, I've been impressed with not even just the bullpen, but the starters at times where they'll give up. Like a starter will go 5 innings, give up like 9 hits, and it'll be like 2 runs. Like they're going to scatter things around. And sure, I wish sometimes in those situations guys would go longer into games, but the fact that they're not, the fact that they are limiting the damage and not letting it spiral out of control when these moments hit them is huge.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I'm surprised the most is Baker having him go 3 straight. That's a big concern about that, especially giving up the leadoff walk. But then he got the next guy out. Granted, it was six inches away from a grand slam, but
Yeah,
I get the final out.
Don't remind me, man. I was sweating that one out.
I
know.
I can't even explain the way
the one time that ballpark actually helps.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's not going to pitch tomorrow, as you say.
No, it'll be a fourth straight day. No way. They should have pitched. I love that they did. Should have pitched him to that.
Yeah.
There's no way he goes 4 straight. So you're going to be out Baker. You might be out I think Soto went back to back, so you're probably going to be out him.
Yeah.
So your pen's going to be somewhat limited, especially since you don't have a day off. That's the biggest thing, is especially with a 4-game series, not having the day off right
Dominguez is also back to back, so you don't like that. Bautista's 2 and 3 days. I mean, Baker's back, not going to be available. It's going to be up to
you don't have an off day till Thursday.
Yeah, it's going to be up to Cano, Kittredge, Aiken. Yeah, they're going to have to. I don't even know if they can make a move, because who do you replace on this? I feel like this is your bullpen. Like, there's not a Matt Bowman, and those guys are no disrespect to them, but like who are going to be the guy that you can kind of like a Selby, where you can kind of send them up and down.
Yeah, I would say blow it, but he doesn't have any more options.
Yeah, and I think they really like him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. We'll see.
So you're really lacking there. But hey, if we can have a game where starter goes 6 or 7 again, and we don't have to rely on the pen as much, fantastic. That's the biggest key thing with Morin going through 6 innings. He only needed 4 relievers.
Yeah.
Because after yesterday's, it's just like, crap, Morton hasn't pitched more than 5 this year. And we're gonna need as much help as we can get from him. And through 6, only gave up 1. So
I give Charlie all the credit in the world for how he's bounced back here. I mean, again, you can kind of tinker with him and figure things out. What's the Rogers situation going to look like? But Charlie has stepped up for them over these last 8 starts. So. He's been huge for him, because if it wasn't, if it wasn't for Charlie, they'd be in a much worse spot. So
much worse spot.
Exactly. Yeah. Therefore, we don't have that one guy where we can send down right now. That's an option. So you're going to need the guys that you currently have to step up.
Yeah, I mean, it's guys like, you need Tomo to go 7 tomorrow. I see Karen putting it. You need him to go 6 or 7 tomorrow. And you would love for him to kind of take control and really just give Kevin, you say we don't have an off day till next Thursday. Try to give you a quote unquote semi-off day in the bullpen. Go 7, make it so they only have to cover 2 innings, win or lose. I hate to be this way. If he goes 7 and you still lose the game, and you only have to cover 1 inning, the 8th. So, tomorrow it is big for Tomo, and it's big for those guys to go out there and kind of be the guys to get the bullpen back on track by resting them. So we'll see what happens and kind of how that plays out.
yeah, fingers crossed they don't get peak Yankees tomorrow where they're struggling just to
Yeah.
I hope not.
go
Oh,
absolutely
man.
nuts.
No.
I really hope not. But B Ravens, appreciate you calling in as always, man. And
Appreciate
hopefully
you,
we're
man.
talking after a nice little upset win against Max Fried and the Yankees tomorrow.
Love it.
We'll catch you next time.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
exactly.
Appreciate you, man.
Another top lefty. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Hey, let's see if they can get the job done.
Yep. See ya.
Awesome. Appreciate
Peace
you, B
out.
Ravens. Yeah, it all comes down to just winning tomorrow, Kevin. Win tomorrow, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. So
Awesome. You know, Kevin, it's been if you told me we split after game one, I'd be happy. If you told me we split after the second inning of yesterday, I'd be pissed. And here we are.
yeah.
So
Yeah, pissed is the word, I feel like.
and then if you told me we'd split after yesterday's game, I'd be happy. So
Yeah,
listen, you got anything else?
I think that's it, man. One call in. It was a good call in, and yeah, man. Just beat the good lefty tomorrow. Hopefully, we're talking after a nice win.
Yeah. So Orioles win 4-1. They split the series in Tampa. Back at it tomorrow at Yankee Stadium. Orioles, Yankees, Max Fried, Tomoyuki Sagano. Where else would you rather be, Kevin? Well, I'll tell you where you'd rather be after the game. Nowhere else but here on Kevin and Zach React. So tell a friend, so appreciate everyone still tuned in, and we will be back tomorrow for another edition of Kevin and Zach React. I didn't even think of one. Shoot, this is on me. Do you have one?
Matt Albers,
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
legend.
Nate McLeod.
Oh, foul pole. Love it.
He
Love
had
it.